All right, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna get started in just a second. You guys are all experts. You already know the drill. Kritosh, what are you playing today? You doing Dance Enough or are you doing Winter Tale?
I was gonna do Winter Tail.
Okay, and it's from memory?
No,
Not yet.
I didn't know
Okay.
what I was gonna do.
Okay. Just make sure we get it ready for the recording from memory, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right. Is it just you two? No way. What else do we have in this class? Let's see. Oh, it is just you two. Oh wow, that's great. Makes it easy today. We'll be able to go a little bit more in depth and yeah, the whole experience will be a little bit nicer. Okay. All right, let's get started, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in, Miss Thara. Welcome in, Mr. Krutash. And you guys are pros, so I'm not going to have to go too in depth into what we're doing today. What we're doing for those of you guys watching is this is Introductory Performance Seminar, which is going to be a class where each of these lovely people are going to be performing their pieces. And in the second half, we'll go through how to make those pieces better. And specifically, we'll probably be talking about movement, but it's also possible that we might be talking about memory today, since memory is a good topic with all of the CM videos coming up. All right, let's pass it over to our first performer, which should be Thara. Yes, it is. All right, let me pass it over to you, Miss Thara, and whenever you're ready, you can announce your name and piece.
Hi, my name is Star, and today I'm going to be playing Minya in F by memory.
All right, let's clap it up for her. Very nice. Really nice. Good job. And I don't know if you saw what I did as a way to prevent you from wanting to see the screen. I was like, let me make this extra small. Looks it's like almost like the size of a, I don't know, like a postage stamp. Um anyway, let's bring it back to full size. You did really good. How did you feel about it? Feel good? You enjoyed that performance?
Yeah.
Yeah. Your left hand is the only thing what we'll go through today. Your right hand seems fine, but I think your left hand memory is not fully there, so I'll check on that. But for now, we're gonna move forward. Let me pass it over to Sir Kritash, and he is not doing it from memory. Whenever you're ready, Kritash, will you can announce your name and piece.
Hi, my name's Kiritos, and I'll be playing Winter Tail.
Unlike most of them, I feel like the staccato is gonna be too loud. Do you try to do the wrist? Put down, put down, up. Simply go down and up. It's not like when you look down, the arm. Go down and up. It's not that up. I don't need you to do solid face or both direction. Okay.
All right. I really like the last chord, the dia that you played at the end. It was really well placed. Metrically, it was placed correct, and also dynamically, it was placed correct. It sounded really nice. A couple other small things. Just so you know, this is a little bit messy in this area, so just watch out. We're not going to talk about that today. Okay, let's go back to Miss Thara. This is now our second half. We're arriving in the second half quite early. And this is something that I I'm glad you're here for this, Kurtosh, because I want you to also get your pieces left hand only memorized. And it's something that's really, really helpful for these smaller pieces. If you're playing a 10-minute piece, don't do that. Maybe just find a few sections. But when you're doing a short piece like this, one page, it's really valuable to get the left hand memorized. It'll make you so much more confident in a performance. So, with that said, let's see if Miss Thara can play a little bit of her left hand only. And I'm gonna block out the music. Try not to look at your score as well. I know that it's possible that you could be, but I trust that you're not. Okay, can you play us just that much? That purple bar.
Anyway, I feel like you're just going to study.
Very nice. Okay. And have you already gone through and memorized it hand separate? I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Did you notice that? Is this like your first time doing that?
Well, for this piece, yeah.
Okay, so you regularly do that. I want to check because there was a few spots that I was like concerned about. Can you go from 9?
9. Okay.
Yeah. Left hand only again, memorized.
Serious or like,
Um, as Kritosh knows, because he's a super good practicer around counting and all that. You're doing a good job of counting, so well done on that. Can you do it one more time, but maybe shape it nicer? And now I'm just being more picky. All right, one more time from the same spot. Oh, sure.
you have both my stuff?
And the next one, next line from
Okay.
F.
Where again?
F, B flat, C. F
Okay.
right there.
So like,
Okay, no
okay.
worries. And don't worry about messing up. This is fine. That's the whole point of what we're doing. This is like the workshop style. I did sense it was here. I also thought it was here, but here you seem fine. It's just a little bit shaky. And then do you also have the last line memorized?
Yes.
Hand separate, like left
Yeah.
hand only? What I would do if I were you, and this is a good advice for you as well, Kurtosh, make it uncomfortable for yourself when you're trying to memorize. Like do conducting, do counting out loud, do anything you can do, eyes closed. Sit on the right side of your bench, sit on the left side of your bench. Make it not fun or easy to do correct. And in that process, when I say not fun, I don't mean literally not fun. I mean like not easy. It's like sort of a pain. And when you do that, you'll actually get very confident in your memory. So you kind of want to make it uncomfortable, right? It's like you're putting barriers inside of your more friction in front of yourself. Um, okay, let's do one more thing.
Mhm.
If you had to memorize this part, which you don't have it memorized, left hand only, what would be a good strategy to start with? Now we're going to talk about strategy. This is also for you, Kritash. Well, you can also answer this question. If she has to memorize this left hand only, what would be a good next step for her to do, as apart from playing it 25 times?
What's the best one to have this part?
Either of you can, give a suggestion or whatever.
Probably counting out the beats.
I think she has the rhythm though. I'm not really too worried about it. What's a good first step when you're trying to memorize something?
Backwards playing.
Yeah, even before that.
Hand separate.
Well, we are doing hand separate. Yeah, so you would do hand separate memory, but even before that, I like to take a first step. So for me, this is just my strategy. I like to analyze. To analysis. What does that mean?
Uh, I remember I heard that in science class, but I don't know what it means.
Do you know what it means, Kritosh?
Probably what all the things that you've analyzed becomes an analysis.
About
Okay, I'm not sure what that means, but uh basically look for patterns is what if you want to put it in basic terms, right? Look for patterns. So are there any patterns here? How many patterns in this section? And patterns don't need to be like A, B, A, B, A, B. It doesn't need to be like that. Patterns can be a little bit more abstract. Yeah, Thara, go ahead.
Like for measure 14, the first note is F, and then like in
Yeah.
measure 16, the first note for left hand is also F.
Sure, that's fine. The other thing you might want to think about are like less loose. These are looser patterns. Look, both of these are what interval? What distances are both of these?
They're an eight. They're 8 intervals apart.
They're an octave, yeah, right?
Yeah.
An eighth or an octave. Great. Also, this position is the same. Yeah. So we have one unique position, which is here, whereas the other areas are playing in a similar position or the same position. So I would also look at positionally and say, okay, well, I would start from here, by the way. This is how I would start memorizing. I would play from here and then play this. So Kritash, I want you to try it too. See if you can memorize just these 5 notes. See if you can memorize these 5. Like work really hard to memorize these 5 notes. It should be pretty easy to memorize these 5 notes. Middle C is the first note, and then low F underneath bass C is the last note. You can also do this too, Thara, since you don't have it memorized, right?
Can I just try it a few times before like
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but just this the one box here. 1, 5, 1, 2. Yeah, Thara, go for it.
Mr. Julian, also I had to tell you, it's like I memorized it. I can play it with both hands, but like when I try to do a hand separate, it's kind of hard for me to play it memorized for some reason.
Of course. Yeah, yeah, but that's the whole point of what we're talking about today. That's the whole conversation. The conversation is hand separate memorization.
I got it
So-
now.
Okay, show us the left hand only from here. Middle C. And just so you know here, it's going to be 2 and I can't sing a low C. Bum, 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 bum. So 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. Not 1.
2 and 3 and 1 and 2.
Great. And then I would just add on little by little from there. Kritash, did you get it yet?
No, not yet, but I got a little bit.
All right, keep going at it. And then Thara, what I would do now is add this, and this. So just start on the B flat now.
But how about you dancing? While dancing.
I think I might have got now.
Okay. Okay, I saw you look for the C, but everything else you got right. Good. Thara, did you get that? Yeah, go for it. Good job. Kritash, try to get the other 3 notes now. Good, good. But don't look. You were looking. I saw you look at the A. You're like, I did. Okay, fine. Maybe I did. Okay, try it again from the B flat.
Okay.
Has one measure as a key signature. What key is it? Music signature.
Good. And this is how I would practice. And you might be thinking to yourself, but I'm not going to perform it left hand only. I promise it would make you feel so much more confident when you perform. It'll make everything fluid. The best way to think of it is like if you're in a plane and you've got a 4-plane engine or a jet with 4 engines, and all of a sudden one of the engines go out. You're like, yeah, I mean, it's not good, but it should be fine, right? Because we've got 3 other engines. But what if you're in a plane that has 1 engine? So when you have memory and it's completely reliant upon your right hand and your right hand has an issue, like whatever, you have a glitch, you feel like tired or something happens and your right hand's out for a second, you have like a weird glitch in your right hand, you're done. That's it. That's the end of the performance. So what you have here by having two hands at all times solidly memorized is that they don't rely too much upon each other, and it'll make you a lot more relaxed in performance. You won't feel worried. You'll feel a lot more relaxed. You'll feel a lot more prepared. So that's why I always try to recommend that you can do this if possible. Okay, moving forward, let's head over to Sir Krutash's piece. Now, speaking of Krutash, I'm speaking of memory, Krutash, you gotta memorize this piece, and I know you can do it, and I know you've had it memorized because you performed it from memory once. Although every single note you played was an octave too high. When you did it, remember? You're like, oh yeah, that's right. I played everything way too high in the piano. But this time when you do it from memory, you'll be fine. What's a good first step on the memorization for this? How much do you think you have memorized already?
I think I can play the full thing memorized, but I just have to play it a few times while looking.
Okay. Now, left hand only memory on this piece, I wouldn't recommend for most of the time, but I would absolutely recommend left hand only memory right here. Because why?
Because the notes starting from measure 16 are different, and
Yeah, the pattern breaks. Exactly. For most of the piece, the left hand is all the same. So it's not really hard. But for this one area, it's different. Yeah. So a great way to practice, which is what you said as well, is backwards practice. I would memorize backwards. I would start from here. Let's see if Thara can get this memorized too. You might even play this already, Thara. She's like, I think I did. Try to learn from here. This is bass clef, sorry, treble clef. Both of you guys can work on your memory. This is a memory workshop today. This is a treble clef. Okay, so just that. We're just trying to get this. Whenever you have that, it should be pretty easy to memorize that. Let me know.
What's the time? What's the one video again? I think like 160 or something. Yeah, that's fine.
All right, Power, go for it. Oh, wait, you didn't hear what I said. This is it's treble clef. So this is going to be G just below middle C and D just above middle C. Kritosh, how was that? How'd she do? Were you listening?
she did good. Yeah.
You're like, oh, I wasn't listening, but I'll just say she did good. Show us, okay, show us your version of these two. Yeah, but I see you looking at music.
I look down.
Try again.
Okay.
Okay. Very good. Okay, now what you would do next is go back another two beats. So now we got G to F. G is in your pinky and F is in your thumb. There we go. Okay. And so on and so forth, and then like this, and then back to the beginning of the piece. Okay, we're not going to do that now, but you guys can do that on your own time. Okay, wait. I want you guys to summarize what we talked about today because I'm going to be taking notes now. What did we talk about in your own words, Miss Sarah?
Today we talked about different ways to memorize, and we basically played out most of the things we had a hard time with memorizing and playing.
Yeah, and not only is it backwards practice or hand separate practice, eyes closed, counting out loud, make it difficult for yourself and make it really challenging so that when you get off of that and you just go back to normal, it's going to feel easy. Okay. All right. It was really nice to see both of you guys, and I will see you soon. Well done today.